that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you thought I was going to leave you guys to just roll out and just think that I'm going to go on later on tonight, no thank you. It ain't going to happen. As I said to you before, when Bitcoin's rising, I'm not really going to be at the charts because everyone's making the money. But when it's dropping, this is when I need to step on so we can keep things in order and maintain everyone's psyche. You know, what's good, guys? I'm not due on for another 2 hours or such, or even, 2 hours. But I wasn't going to allow price action to do this without coming on. So, mad love and respect for part 2, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? I do enjoy this game. You know? Me at Costa, bro. Wicked, you at Costa? Mad love. Damn work, that's pretty funny. Happy days, happy days. You know what? Given with what's going on right now with price action, we need to have a conversation about what has happened. Okay? Now, let me tell it to you quite simply, ladies and gentlemen, before we actually roll out with this stream. My purpose is to keep you aware of what's going on. I will always give you both scenarios. I'll tell you it could go up, it could go down. The idea is if I knew what amount of money you guys would all be using in your trades, I would most likely give you all a signal, okay? But everyone is different. There are guys that use no leverage. There are guys that use maximum leverage. I don't know what your risk tolerance is, okay? But I'm going to try and help you understand the narrative of Mr. Market Maker as many times as possible so that it's ingrained in your mind, okay? Because I will stop trading on the channel. I will stop doing everything and go back to making my cups of tea, sitting with my laptop and just trading Forex. Happy days. But now that I've been infected with this beautiful disease called cryptocurrency, I ain't looking for a remedy just yet. I miss my home Forex, but crypto seems to be the new destination. So this is why I'm with you guys every single day. I want you to get it for yourselves. There's no value in me opening a trade and hoping for the best. What are you going to get from it? I'm wasting my time. I may as well just send you a little signal on a Telegram channel and say, go long, go short, happy days. And there would be no need for a face reveal. There'll be no need for a Discord. There'll be no need for you beautiful people to take up your time just to sit and listen to a guy that sounds like a sports commentator talking about price action. I need to try and get it so that you guys are engaged. Yeah? So, ladies and gentlemen, we will know Will Smith into comedy. Did he know he's also into slaps? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, listen, if you are new to the channel, please Will Smith those likes, ladies and gentlemen. Will Smith the likes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but you know what? It is what it is. You know? So yes, please Will Smith the likes. Welcome to Traders Reality. This might be a little bit of a long one. There may be a coffee break in between, but let's have a conversation, guys. Okay, Bitcoin, what have you done? What is the story with Bitcoin? Again, we're always going to talk in hindsight. Why? Because that's how we can understand Mr. Market Maker. We're in the game of uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen next. We can improve the chances of probability working in our favor by understanding the repetitive nature of Mr. Market Maker. Have we been here before? Yes, we have. Look at this. We've been here before. Let's go back. Have we been here before? Yes, we have. Let's go back. We've been here before. Yes, we have. Let's go back. Have we been here before? Yes, we have. Let's go back. Have we been here before? Do I need to continue? No. You guys get the idea that Mr. Market Maker likes to do interesting things. Now, let's look at the higher time frames to understand the narrative. Okay? Now we have more information. Steve's calling me. Ladies and gentlemen, I have got a call from Steve. Bear with me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Steve has just called me just to check in and see if I'm okay. And I just had a nice little word with him and told him to go forth and multiply. Anyways, we've got more information now about the move, okay? They've broken the range down. Now, there are many guys that may have been taking into consideration a bull flag. Those guys have been shaken out. They've attacked the liquidation points. Let's have a look at some liquidation points. Let me get the high block up just for a second. It's been taking a little while to bring up, but I'm going to get that up for you right now. This stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen, although I am a couple of hours sooner than expected, I'm going to try and sit here as long as I can with you all, but not make it too long. All right, so here we go. High block. What do we know? They've attacked the liquidation points for the longs. They did it. All right, cool. We now have more information about this move. We now have information that the market maker is going to now, in essence, test us into the belief that do we think it's going to go lower, or is this the point where Mr. Market Maker is now able to get more longs at lower prices so that he can consistently move price in this same narrative to start this behavior again? Okay, let me just mark that up into there. Happy days. Cool. So let's look at what's happened. Bitcoin has made its move all the way down to the 800 EMA. Very interesting. All right. Why is this relevant? Well, if we actually look at the bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen, we can see something pretty interesting in relation to the higher time frame. So let's roll on the higher time frames. 4-hour chart. Here we go. Let me just get rid of this information here. Cool. Look at that. Let's talk about despicable price action. Tap the 50 EMA. All right. That's really important. Let me just increase the screen size so you guys can see. Can you see that clearly? Please type 1. Let me know if you can see that clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Can you see that clearly? Let me have a look at this post. Here we are. Let me have a look at the poll. What does the poll say? Here we go. The ratio is saying 38% of you say that Bitcoin's going to go lower. Who's waiting for Steve to turn up? 32%. And face reveal now, 31%. Well, you might just be lucky, ladies and gentlemen. It all depends on what Bitcoin's going to do. Okay, cool. Given that we are right now in a very interesting move to the downside, okay, it would be consistent with a retrace. Remember, what is it that we always say? Start your week off or your trading day with this structure in the charts. I'm here to help you understand patterns. I'm here to get you to understand the way the business works. Okay? Where are we in this structure? We are right now here. This is where we are. Why? Because we've got the retrace now. So, if we zoom out, from this pattern right here. There's a bigger pattern, but I'm focusing on this one right here. We've got the rise up. Now we've got the retrace. Now everyone's talking about Bitcoin 44K, Bitcoin 40K, Bitcoin 20K, Bitcoin 0. Irrelevant. What we see right now is Bitcoin is holding above the 50 EMA. This is the first time it's tested the 50 EMA. Earlier I said we got more information. Now we have more information about this move. Okay? Because they consolidated price up and down in this area here, they weren't giving us anything. All right? Now we've had the move. Now we've got vector candles in the chart, which we can anticipate at some point they're going to want to come back into this range right here. They tested the zone earlier on with the stop hunt rise, and then they collapsed price to the downside, and they've come back and hit 50% retracement of the green vector candle. Happy days, okay? In this area here, we were holding on to the idea that if there's no volatility in the chart, and I was telling you guys, do not place trades in this zone because there is no reason to place a trade, okay? Now we know if this move is going to solidify. Why? Because we are right now at the start of what appears to be the development of a pattern. Here we go. So we've got the move to the upside. Now we are waiting to see if we're going to have the continuation up because they've given us more information now. They have built their longs to the downside. They've hit the range. They tried to break the 50 and they failed to do so. And we are now anticipating that they're going to try and bring price back up. This is on the 4-hour time frame. Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we know right now. They may even bleed price even lower to the downside. So we have to mark off in the chart points in the area where we would anticipate them to come to if they do decide to break down price. We do have the rest of this vector zone to actually come into. Once that they've got that zone, we also have this area right here that they could come into. And then finally, the last piece of the puzzle, which would take Bitcoin even further down, would be this area in the chart, right like so. All right? So this is our structure. This is where we are. All we're now waiting for is Bitcoin going to maintain its move to the upside? Because now is the first time we've hit the 50 EMA since the 21st of March. We're coming towards the end of a monthly candle, ladies and gentlemen. And from now until later on tonight, when the new monthly candle starts, price really has to close higher. At least come back into the range. Because you've noticed right now, it seems to be a little bit quiet. If we drop onto the smaller time frames to understand what's going on, you can see, right? What have we got? Come on, here we go. Notable volume appearing to the downside. All right, and you can see with the volumes down below, come on, move up. We've got a lot of interest coming into the chart. Look at this. They're holding the range, holding the range, holding the range, but they're not allowing minimal volume pockets as such, okay? Except for this zone right here, you know? Hey, Steve, is Steve the one and only Steve Marrow? No, he's not. It's not Steve Marrow. It's not Steve Marrow. It's a friend of mine. He moves markets selling and buying 89 cents worth of Bitcoin. That's the truth. I've seen it with my own eyes. Don't believe me? Ask Mike. And if you don't believe him, blame him. Okay, so look. If we want to understand the retrace back up, given the aggressive nature of this move to the downside, we need to label off in the chart points where we would anticipate the market maker to come back to. How can we justify market makers coming back into these ranges? Well, look, we have gone beyond the range daily low, but now we're making our way back into it because we are now coming into, or should I say, we're returning price back into the fray of things. Okay? What you've got to remember now is this. If they're going to maintain this move and continuously move price back up from this position, we have to understand what reason would they have to do so. Because if it's going to be consistent with price moving higher, so if we go on to the 4-hour time frame, if it's going to be consistent with price moving back up to complete a cyclical move higher to work rise level 2, okay, then price would need to continue from this point. There's a reason why they tap the 50 EMA, okay? Just look at the way they're behaving. Red vector candle doesn't really close to the downside. The next candle doesn't really close to the downside. We've got 57 minutes until the start of a new 1-hour candle. Let's just look at something. The USDT dominance chart itself. Nice little W formation. It's trying to come back up into the 50. Might find a little bit of resistance in this zone, but you can bet the house that they're going to come back down and recover this area here. Okay? You can bet that. Why? Because the narrative is they're pushing down lower. The bigger picture says that people are accumulating crypto. A retrace like this is not going to throw everyone off in cryptocurrency. It's not going to be the start of a bearish market, okay, where people are now going to run back into USDT. They've been doing that for quite some time, all right? Just look at the bigger picture. How long have people been accumulating USDT? They've been doing it for quite some time. We naturally anticipate them to bring USDT down, which in principle would send Bitcoin back up. Is this an opportunity for them to get Bitcoin cheaper? Who knows? But the idea is this, that Bitcoin is now formulating a first level rise. So on your charts, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend you do the following so that you've got structure. Label off this zone as level 1 end. Okay? That's where level 1 ends, okay? This area here is where level 2 in principle will start. The only way that we can know that level 2 will be starting is if they start making their way up and taking out this previous zone right here in the chart, the 48 zone. Okay, that's what we would need to see. Now, they could bring price down lower. Come on, we can't say that they can't, but we could anticipate them to bring price lower, which means that the level 2 could go as low as this point right here to the 800 EMA, even down to the 200 EMA. It would still be consistent with the peak formation right here. Remember, I said it to you before. Bitcoin would need to break way below the 32 range down here, okay, to solidify an invalidation of this zone. All right, it would invalidate this whole structure if Bitcoin comes all the way down to 32,000 and beyond. Are we all on the same page, ladies and gentlemen? Are we all on the same page? Give me a hey ya, let me know. Face reveal pump. Maybe. Why do Mr. Market Makers need to take 50% of the vector candle instead of the whole candle? Please evaluate, sir, or anybody. Big Crypto. The reason why it's not that they need to take 50% of the vector zone, but the principle says that that is where, okay, the start of the vector began. In other words, that is where most of the liquidity was being transacted at. Okay? Now, yes, okay, the CME gap hasn't been fully recovered just yet. All right, but what I want you to understand about the retracement of the vector candle is this was not a vector candle from the beginning. It became a vector candle. All right, so naturally, when they recover 50% of it, okay, they're bringing things back into the fray because they started to accumulate in this area and encourage traders. We're finding that 50% of the candlestick itself is where they started to make the move. In other words, 50% of this candlestick started the move to the upside where traders were made to believe that now is the time to buy. Okay, so Mr. Market Maker started selling at a premium. Okay, at the same time, he was building his shorts at higher prices. Likewise, when you see a red vector candle and you anticipate a recovery of that, you anticipate that the Mr. Market Maker is going long at lower prices for him to sell at a discount. To buy at a discount and then merge price back up to sell at a premium. Just remember that price rising up and you're buying it means that you're buying at a premium. You don't want to buy at a premium. Why is everybody so fixated on buying the dip? It's just, when is the dip going to keep moving away and acting like a dip to bring price back up? Is this the dip that's going to continue Bitcoin higher? Or is this dip going to continue dip all the way down? Chicken nugget style, dropping. Yeah? We do have this area here, but just remember, a full recovery of the vector zone itself can be something they can do, and we have to be cool with that. All we have right now is Bitcoin is testing the 50 EMA and it's bounced away from it. The only way that we can really verify its movement to the downside, ladies and gentlemen, is if we start focusing on the smaller time frames. In other words, if we zoom out and we can see that if price can't break above the 50 EMA on the 5-minute time frame, okay, then it's likely that they're going to continue to move price down lower. But what we can see is there's not the actual vector candles themselves, as you can see here. Let me just mark it up again. It's a bit of a pain in the back to do this all the time, but it's all relevant for the learning, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Oh, man, this is frustrating me. Come on. Keep going. Keep going. Here we are. All right. Notice as we are moving price down lower, volume is actually reducing. All right. So they are slowly trying to reduce the pressure of this move to the downside. Let me mark that up again. Here we go. Right there. You can see it's starting to deplete. Volume's disappearing. All right. So these are like little clues. We've got ourselves a little bit of divergence as well. Look at that on the CVD. That's low right there. This is a little bit higher. Oh, there, oh, just about nearly. Just ever so slightly. All right. So all we're looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is the proof of whether or not price is going to hold this range. That's all we're looking for. Now, if you're going to be brave enough to try and take longs on this principle and try and ride the idea of a V-shaped play, please proceed with caution, okay? We make the assumption that they're going to try and reverse price back up. Naturally, we would anticipate that because there has been an exhaustion in the chart. Look, they've just absorbed a ton load of liquidation points for the longs, okay? They've now trapped many shorts, okay? Look. $147 million worth of shorts were opened in this drop to the downside. Someone down here went long. $51 million worth of longs have been opened, okay? But more shorts have been opened in this area, all right? They've come away from these longs. They've now added more shorts. So in the current range, you can see there's $652 million worth of shorts opened in this range, all right? As long as price stays above this area and holds, okay, we are likely to see price continue back up. How far is a different story. See, if we take the idea of where are we in terms of price, if you take the equilibrium of this range, let's take the high and let's take the low. The midpoint of this range is 0.5, okay, so it's 46,611. We know that Bitcoin right now is trading at a discount. Naturally, we want to see it come back into a premium on the basis that Mr. Market Maker has now built his longs to the downside and he's now looking to favor higher prices. Now, this is a concept taken from ICT, okay? Guy's been in the game for over 30 years and he talks about the idea of premium and discount, okay? Now, if we're going to take that same concept to understand the potential for a retrace, well, we can understand that Bitcoin has now gone way beyond the average of the range, okay? We naturally anticipate a move back up. If that move comes back into the equilibrium, okay, which sits at the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, that's when we will have a decision to make. Are we going to see price break through that point, or is it simply going to complete a pattern to the downside? This is what we're waiting for. Whilst that could be happening, what if they actually do hit the 50, come back down, and then base out and achieve a pattern to the upside? So we're now waiting. You see, people are now rushing to the charts to go short. Granted, if you go short right now and Bitcoin continues lower, happy days. You're making money. But be careful. Ask yourself why. They've been dropping price aggressively and now they've stopped. They happen to stop at the 800 EMA, which is the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. What does that mean? Is that meaning that they're going to continue? We'll know very shortly. So here we go. What have we got? Got all these lines all over the place. I need to get rid of them all. There you go. Make it nice and clear. Okay. So, are we all cool? What if Bitcoin goes down and shorts activate? Shorts have been activated for a long time. Okay? The idea is now they've come to the 200 EMA. That's what's important. And they've done it in threes as well. 1, 2, 3 hits. This is where Market Maker shows his hand. The idea, ladies and gentlemen, is do you have the confidence to say to yourself, you know what? I believe now's the point that they're going to try and reverse price back up. Do I have that confidence in me to actually take that trade? Knowing that they could actually bring it down lower. On a scale of 1 to 10, how many of you would consider going long, okay, in this zone? 1 being no and 10 being yes. Why have I said that? 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many of you would consider going long from this zone right here? Where are we at? Marcus, thank you very much for that. Why I always miss the entry point, how to judge it. Okay, then, I understand. How many of you believe going long or going short in this range? One, no, twos. I'm seeing a lot of twos, tens, okay. Tens, twos, tens, ones, tens, okay. Fundamentally, ladies and gentlemen, these are the situations which test you as a trader, okay? These are the situations. Why? Because you are then doing something which the majority of traders are not doing, which is why price tends to still move down just that little bit more. Because everyone now is running for shorts. All of a sudden, only 3-4 hours ago, Bitcoin 49.50. Now, 3 hours later, it's Bitcoin 44. Notice how we've come back into the psychological ranges nearly. Okay? It's interesting, isn't it? Now, during the previous streams, we were trying to understand if the 50 EMA was going to hold. Some of you may have gone long. Some of you may have gone short. But what I was trying to convey here, ladies and gentlemen, is there was no reason to open a trade because they were flat. Now, we've got more information. We will now know if this is the move that's going to send Bitcoin down lower. All right, what is that? This is what we know. If Bitcoin's going to continue down lower, naturally we would anticipate a little bit of a retrace, come back into the 50 EMA to bring things back into the fray, all right? And that is where we would understand if Bitcoin is going to go lower. At the same time, on the higher time frames, we know that we've had ourselves a level 1 drop because the 50 EMA has been respected. Low ADR achieved. This doesn't mean that Bitcoin now is going to go to the depths of hell. No, it just means they've pulled back after aggressive move to the upside. Now it's the proof. Are they marking up price for Asia? Or are they going to prepare to reverse price back up, back into the range for it to only drop again? Because if we look at it logically, what if this is the development of an M formation in this zone with anticipation to actually drop it down to back into these ranges? That could be a possibility. So what are we looking for? We're looking for the pattern to play out. One scenario. If it can break past this 50 EMA and continue up, you'd want to see a lot of liquidity coming in at this point in the chart. Happy days. So a clean break of 48,143. If you do get the clean break to the upside, that will solidify the level 2. If you do get a move higher, but you don't see no follow through, they could be preparing for a drop back down again. This has been an exhaustive move, so be cautious. Now I talk about different scenarios because there are people trading off different time frames. There are probably guys out there that trade on the 20-minute time frame. Might show a different story. You can see that. Below the range daily low. Are they going to hold at the M0 pivot? They didn't go beyond the M0 pivot, man. That's crazy. Do you see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah? Tino, last week you said if they move away fast from the psychological high at the start of the week, they are likely to come back. That's twice they've done that. Yes, they have. They have done it twice. Go back in the chart and check it out. Ouch, Michael, that is rough. That is really rough. See, looking back at this drop, you always say wait for the retrace, but what time frame do you wait for the retrace? Great question. Okay. What time frame are you trading from? That's the question. What is your time frame that you say I'm going to go long or short from the criteria of this time frame? So look at it like this. Let's say that you're on the 4-hour time frame, okay? And you can see that we've had a nice move to the upside and now we're pulling back, retracing into the 50 EMA. The last time we retraced to the 50 was here. All right, cool. So from the 21st all the way to the 31st, for 10 days straight, we've been moving up. All right, we've got our retrace. Now, this is what's important. If you're a swing trader, you're going to be waiting for Bitcoin to stabilize and make its way back up. So in principle, if it's going to continue higher, Your entry point would be if there are vector points coming into the chart, and you'd be looking at making entries in this area here. Because at that point, the 50 EMA would be moving back up again. They haven't broken the 50, so the trend is still active. Okay? If you want to be a little bit more conservative, you want to be looking for entries above this area here. Why? Because if you do decide to take a trade from this point in the chart, ladies and gentlemen, in principle, what you're doing is you're taking advantage of the guys who are trading as breakout traders, and they're filling orders up here. So the market naturally is going to break out from that range. However, sometimes he likes to pull it back into that range just to shake out all the guys who have gone long in this area that may have been putting up orders in this area just to be sure in case they get stopped out. Well, they make the move happen, then they sharply pull it back, which is why I say to you, wait for the retrace. Because the retrace will tell you the proof of the move. That's exactly what we're waiting for right now. We're waiting for the proof of this move. Is it going to continue to hold, or is it going to just break down? So this is what I'm saying about capital preservation. Everyone's concerned about, yeah, but when do we get in? When do we get in? But what you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, is you're keeping your capital safe by not allowing yourself to get exposed to marginal plays. Okay? So once you've established that they've broken out of this area and they pull price back down, then when they start to stabilize, things would start to look upwards. 5 and 13 EMA will be crossing up. You would be getting in that zone and ride price up again. Because they would have broken the structure that they have just been previously accumulating from. So anything that happens above this area here, in principle, is going to be a momentous move. They're going to move higher. And that's when you look left to the chart to try and see if you are justified in your position and how likely are they going to come back into previous vector points in the chart. Here you go. There's one right there. That zone right there would be the vector point on the break of that range. So 48,600. All right? Does that make sense? All you're waiting for, guys, is the test of this 50 EMA. That's all we're waiting for. Now, you asking the question, what time frame should I base it on? Well, this is on the 4-hour time frame. So you're going to be waiting. All right? Let's say you're on the 15-minute time frame. All right? What are you looking for? Are you looking to hold the trade the same amount of time? Because right now you can see they're testing the 800 EMA. All right? There's no activity right now. We need to wait and see. Are they going to hold it? Are they going to spike down a bit lower? Or are they going to actually come to the psychological high? Or are they going to bounce from this point right here? What is the story? So, if this move is going to continue higher, and it's got the strength to continue higher, okay, we're going to wait and see if they can hold this range. If they do decide to break down lower from this point, we then have to wait for another reversal back up, okay? Because we haven't actually got the strength happening right now. That's where the move was happening. As I said again, look, what do you wait for? When you see price dropping down, wait for the retrace. Why? Because it puts things back into the business. Drop, retrace, continuation. Look at the retrace right there. Comes back into the 13 EMA. Yes, that means the momentum is present because they are trading below the moving averages. Moving averages are expanded. Now they're dropping down. Now we're waiting to see if that's going to be the case with this play right here. Are they going to continue lower? Look, they've just rejected the 5 and 13 EMA zone right there. So we can anticipate maybe a drop, retrace, continuation down lower. Because there are points in the chart that they could likely come towards, which will make us understand if they do favor that aggressive behavior to move price down lower. But imagine, right now, people are running to the charts to go short. So this could be a nice little trap. As long as they stay and maintain above the 50 EMA in this area here, then the validity of the bigger play is still intact. Okay? Naturally, they can activate the 50 EMA, come down a little bit below it, but I'm talking if they actually close below the 50. That will be a problem. Okay? Going into the higher time frames as well. Let's look on the daily chart. Hold on a second. Let's move that. Here we go. What do we know? They've just come down below the 5 EMA. Is that really a problem on the daily? Yeah? Is that really a problem? Yeah? It's not really, isn't it? Doesn't make sense. Why? Because we've got the 200 EMA in this area here. We've got the 13 EMA sat right there. When you zoom out, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't look like there's a problem with the cycle. That's just consistent with the rise, the retrace, the continuation. We need to see that happening. Okay? We need a pullback. Look at how they're coming to 50% of the range itself right there. Yeah? So, given that we are now starting very soon, in 4 hours time, 4.5 hours time, we will have a new monthly candle. Okay? No worries, Kryptonics. Mad love to you, bro. You didn't have to pay that much, my friend, but thank you very much, man. Ultimately, 4 hours time, 4.5 hours time, we will know where we stand. And that's the truth right there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Don't get freaked out with this move. It's a fast move. Is it a false move? We will know depending on what they still do with this range. As long as they can keep price above this structure here, which is what they're testing right now. Okay? Yeah, okay, yeah, there could be a golden cross. Okay, I know the guys that trade the moving averages. A golden cross could be pending. All right? The problem that I've got with golden crosses, okay, is usually when the golden cross happens, it tends to shake people out. As you can see right here, golden cross happens. Look what happens. They commit the traders to the upside, then they aggressively come back down to the same point that they had gone in at, which was the cross right there. That's not by accident, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's because that's where most of the liquidity was being transacted from. Whether you take the points of control, volume profile, all right, they're always going to react to particular points in the chart. Right now, Bitcoin is just pulling back. It's healthy. It's consistent with a move to the upside. If I'm a market maker, I ain't paying premium. I'm paying discount. Okay? Retail trader, he's paying premium, not discount. He's not on that level just yet. Whereas if you attend these streams and you are sure to like and subscribe, you're going to get as much information as possible, which is going to help you understand how this game works. Okay? Shall we talk about some altcoins, ladies and gentlemen? Shall we talk about some altcoins? Let me know. I want to see it in the chat. How many of you want me to talk about altcoins? Smith Grind. What about the retest of the 45k? This is a crucial retest for validating this structure. Where's 45? All right then, 45k. Where's that? Let's have a look at it. Why is this a valid structure? Okay then, cool. So let me mark that there. 45k. This is the valid structure point. Okay? Just look at this zone. Look to the left where the cursor is, right? Look at what Bitcoin's testing right now, right? It's testing that interest because that's where they had sold from before, okay? 45 would be back into the range, okay? If it's going to hold this zone, ladies and gentlemen, you really want to be focusing on the 4-hour 50 EMA. That's the truth. Because if it breaks the 4-hour 50, that's it. Then we'll be likely starting to come down into these zones. Okay? Which could then end up seeing the USDT chart coming back up into previous vector points. You see, they are sort of trying to come back into this previous zone right here. Where they have gone into crypto, made their profits, and now they're taking their money back into USDT to wait for the next setup. Okay? Mark, what was your question, my friend? What was your question? Let me see viewer activity. Hold on a second. I may have missed a super chat. Let me have a look. No, I'm not seeing it. No, I'm not seeing it, my friend. Someone's asking for FTM. Mamba for life, where you been, bro? It has been a while, my friend. Okay, then. Right, let's have a look at FTM. People want me to have a look at FTM. Here we go. We're testing that 50 right now, man. It's a big, strong test. Half an hour until this candle. If this candle doesn't turn into a red vector candle, that's a good sign. Let's have a look at FTM. Okay, then. Cool. Phantom. I mean, given the current circumstances, it's doing very well to hold this area. Hasn't broken below the 200 EMA. Still trading higher. Okay, so might be a little bit of a promise here. Could be. Pure Malice. Do you think we will see capitulation with the 10-2 yields? Okay, and the traditional stock market. Great question. Will we see capitulation? All right. if the S&P and Bitcoin have a positive correlation, let's have a look at the glass node. Okay? Let's work out the basis of what we can expect in terms of capitulation. Because based on this principle of the glass node itself, traders right now are feeling optimistic. Now, this is delayed by 24 hours. Actually, what is the price now? The price now is 45,814. Okay, so it's actually factoring in price action for today. Okay, traders are feeling optimistic. So those who are in profit with Bitcoin right now are feeling optimistic. To the point of capitulation, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so let me just mark it off like so. These are points of capitulation. But the thing that's got me with this chart, as always, when Bitcoin was at $17,000, that's when you saw euphoric behavior. But it hit 69, nearly 70, and there was no euphoric behavior. Why? Because retail trader ain't holding that much Bitcoin. He ain't getting excited. These are the institutional traders. I don't think we will ever see capitulation, okay, in Bitcoin. I don't think institutional funds are going to allow Bitcoin to get to capitulation point because it's priced up so high and there's too much commitment in it. Something would have to happen economically around the world which would affect Bitcoin and cause capitulation in the chart. All right. We have come to the same points of optimism in Bitcoin, all right, in this area, like last year, okay, and the year before that and the year before that. But we have not had any capitulation for at least 2 years. That's what this chart is saying to me. Yeah? Volume coming into the downside. Let's have a look. Bitcoin 680. Yeah, it's not that bad. Not broken the 50 EMA just yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not too concerned about it. Not worried in the slightest just yet. Still got a lot of room to move. Let me have a look here. Okay, could we look at Cardano and DGB? All right, let's have a look at Cardano. ADA, USDT. All right, then, here we go. How many of you in the room? Let me have a look at my votes. Again, the phenomena of the polls. This is a fantastic phenomena, ladies and gentlemen, before I actually get into ADA itself. All right. The poll has shown that 1,355 of you beautiful people have voted, but yet the likes have shown only 556 people have true beauty within their souls. Ladies and gentlemen, let's work the ratio. Like the stream, man. All right, then. Cool. ADA. ADA seems to be following this structure that we've been looking at. Okay, as we can see, it looks like it's forming that structure. I mean, it seems to be playing out, but I'm just hoping that it holds. I don't really follow ADA, okay? But ADA seems to be looking like there's a promise here because it's only coming back into the previous vector zone right here, and it looks like it's trying to hold it. So that's a good sign right there. Again, don't lose your minds. Bitcoin hasn't broken the 50 on the higher time frames. ADA hasn't broken anything. There is no reason to be looking for lower price action. When they break the 50, that's when we have more information about where they're likely to go next, because there's nothing for them. Okay? They can go to the 200 if they break the 50. There will be a valid reason to go there. Why? Because you got a vector zone right there. So there's liquidity. Okay? You got the weekly low like right there. That could be a point that they could trigger some interest. If they go beyond that, then we've got last week's low right there. Now, this is all in the next 3 days, 4 days when the start of a new week happens. And then, of course, in the next 4.5 hours when we will get a new monthly candle. This behavior right now is consistent with the start of a new monthly candle. It's standard. Now, we're anticipating later on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that the start of a new monthly candle is going to send price higher. Okay, is this the quick drop before they can retrace and follow back up again? Happy days if that's the case. All right. DGB. What have we got here? DGB. What is this? Okay. What on earth is that? What's DGB? What is this coin? Can someone tell me what DGB is? What is it? What is this coin? What is this coin? Someone tell me. I know it's 15 seconds. Sack Trades, this is your girl, yeah? What's DGB? Your favorite coin. I know it's your favorite coin. What is it? Did you buy it? My days, man. What? Okay, then. Here we go. Nice big pump to the upside. The problem that I've got with these big pushes up is we're only going to know the proof of the move, okay, if they continue to move up again. Yeah, great. Look, we always miss these big moves, ladies and gentlemen, because they're obviously news plays, okay? Some people take advantage of it. You would have to be in the trade beforehand, okay? But the proof of this move is going to come if they can actually bounce from this zone and move higher. Yeah? So it's going to be pretty interesting. Quite an interesting coin. Okay, fair enough. All right then. Cool. Are we well? Bitcoin moving down. Yeah, guys, it's not really moving down. Hasn't broken it just yet. Has not taken out that range. Just need to pay attention to this. We need to wait and see if they're going to break that 50. If they break that 50, we will know where we stand with that, ladies and gentlemen. We will know where we stand with that. Okay. Right. Here we go. Come on, Bitcoin. Do your thing. I'm getting notifications here. What's this? It's getting skipped. Kept getting skipped over. I just asked Patreon. Kept getting skipped over. What's that? What's getting skipped over? Man, people are going crazy for Bake. What's going on? Let's have a look at Bake. Oh my days. What is going on with this coin? What is happening with Bake right now? Look at that. Look at that for a shift. Are you witnessing this? Alts are making a mad move up. Alts are making that nice move. Bitcoin's coming back up again. Just had some mad pump up. No, Bitcoin ain't really moving back up. I'm not really interested in that. That is crazy. Any other coins? Quick look at Matic. Let's have a look at my altcoins right here, ladies and gentlemen. Zilliqa, what's that doing? Not interested there. It's not moving. Matic. Is Matic moving up? No. Pretty much copying everything. Look, little M formation right there. Trying to hold the 50. Okay, then. We need to understand what is the story with Bake, man. Need to see that. That's some interesting behavior. Look at that. It's just mooning out. Beautiful play. When you see this happening, ladies and gentlemen, when everything is moving down and you see coins like this doing this, okay, obviously there may be a news play happening, but more important, David, I ain't going to do that, bro. More importantly, what you've got to be aware of is the retrace going to be just as sharp, okay? Because if you look at DGB, they had already done something similar, and then they sharply moved it back down again. So if you're in Bake right now, ladies and gentlemen, as a trade, please pay yourselves, okay? Because it's not going to keep rising all the way to, I don't know, $3, $4. And if it does, that's me finished from trading. Because then I would have seen absolutely everything. Now, I know they've had coins. I mean, Zilliqa's moved up like 69%, 65% in one day. Okay, cool. But given such a heavily traded coin, in my opinion, it's quite weird how, you know, a breakout from this range right here with no retrace, there has to be some very interesting news to trigger that. Yeah? Can we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart? Okay. Where's the Bitcoin dominance chart? Sentiment. Bitcoin dominance chart is over here. The big three. Bitcoin dominance. No, is that right? That is right, isn't it? Bitcoin Dom USDT perp. Should be that. Yeah. Let me just change this up so I can see it clearer. Here we go. What are you doing, Tino? What are you doing, bro? BTC Dom. I'm guessing that's correct, yeah? Bitcoin Dom. That can't be right. That can't be right. What is the Bitcoin dominance thing, man? BTC dominance. It's an index, isn't it? No. What is it? Let me just get it up. Bitcoin D dot, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Market cap. No, market dominance. There we go. All right, then. Here we are. So, is it altcoin season? Just look what's going on here. They're pulling it back down to recover this green vector zone. All right. So, alt seem to be holding it down. All right. I'll check out maps for you, Peter. No problem. So it looks like the dominance is in with the altcoins in principle because Bitcoin is pulling down. Okay, but we've had this big explosive move back up. All right, so ideally a break of this range would imply that the narrative says that the alts are coming into play. Okay, let's have a look at maps. Crypto maps perp. Okay, let's have a look at that. Nice move higher. Okay, that's good news. Trending nicely to the upside. This is what you want to see. Nice, slow trend, true trend movement. Bold moves to the upside are just asking for them to retrace back down. Okay, so just be careful when you're looking at coins like that, ladies and gentlemen. Fetch AI. I like Fetch. Here we go. Pretty much following the same routine. Everyone is there an altcoin right now that's making mad moves other than Bake. Other than Bake. Right, Windlink seems to be doing quite well. CTSI, let's have a look at CTSI. Pretty much doing the same thing as everything else. Rejection of the 800 EMA. Ren holding its position there. Solana, what's she doing? She's doing okay. Can people tell me, is there a coin that is actually moving like Bake right now? Okay, let's just have a look at BNB just so people are cool with me right there. Here we go, BNB. You're noticing they're doing exactly the same thing. Coming down to the 50, tested the 800, critical point for BNB. All right? I believe this is just the sell-off before the start of a new monthly candle. If they're going to be moving higher next month, they're going to want to try and get it down cheap as possible. Yeah? I've looked at Waves. Waves has already made a move, hasn't it? I've already considered Waves. Where's Waves? Okay, Waves has now pulled back. Again, like I said, look at Bake, look at Waves, okay? Nice aggressive move to the upside, holding the 5 and 13 EMA. So if you are in profit, pay yourselves. Please, pay yourselves. No one went broke taking a profit. No one went broke taking a profit. Please, just do something about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right? VThor, what's VThor saying? VThor, where we at? Okay. Wow, here we go. Nice play. Ooh, again, this is like another Bake scenario. All right, quite volatile, moving aggressively, spiking the range, hitting the orders. I'm guessing people are running to get this coin. And given that this coin is so cheap as well, even if because it's so cheap, all right, people will still buy it and not be fussed about getting hit with a loss because it's so cheap. But if you're trading it with leverage, you can imagine people right now are getting hit out. So just be careful. Okay? Have a look at Ape. I looked at Ape yesterday. So what's the story with Ape? There it is right there. Rejection of the 15 zone coming down. I mean, everyone was hyped about this coin. So just be cautious. We've got a point in the chart right here, which they could actually come back into. So just mark off the points in the chart where you believe that they're likely to try and take liquidity. Okay? They've already hit that zone right there. So just be mindful of that. What else have we got? I'm just looking in the chat right now, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, whilst I got your attention, guys, also remember it is the last day of the month. Please do not join the Patreon until the start of a new month because you're going to get charged twice. Okay, so I'm just putting it out there so you don't have that hassle. All right. Veracity, VRA, my TikTok gang. Here we go. Where we at? VRA. Here we go. All right. Again, nice little M formation, pulling price back down. Again, rejection off the 50 EMA. This is important, and you're probably noticing that we are seeing the same thing happen over and over again. All right? It's always going to be literally mimicking what Bitcoin is doing, guys. All right? All right, Let me have a look. Some more. Look at the number of orders at 34,285. Yeah, probably a lot. I'm guessing you're basing that off the book map itself. Yeah? Okay then. Jasmy for the win. Let's have a look at Jasmy coin. Jasmy pulling back. Okay, this coin. I like this coin, but it's a bit of a crazy coin. All right. If they're going to hold this area and match up with the 200 EMA, we would naturally expect the rise, the retrace, the continuation out, if there is the commitment. But when you see these bold moves up, that's where there's a bit of a problem, because it's a fast move, false move. Just look at it. You see it happening with Jasmy coin. Tell me why Bake is going to be any different. Tell me why any other coin is going to be different. Just look at Waves only a few moments ago. All right, look at this. Look, they've moved price up. Now they've sharply pulled it back down again. What side of the trade are you? If you ain't paying yourselves, then do not complain about retraces, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Rune, my guy. He wants Rune, I'll give you Rune. Here we go. Rune, what's it doing? After all those messages, bro. Dashing star. You done me, man. I was expecting some mad movement by Rune. Rune's doing a good job, ladies and gentlemen, of trying to stay above the 50 EMA, but more importantly, the 5 and 13 EMA are compressed, okay? He's trying to hold on to dear life, all right? The move has come, it's literally mimicked Bitcoin's behavior, come down lower, come straight back up again. So pay attention to Rune, because they seem to be following the structure very well. Just look at the W formation down here, all right? Look at this. You've got a beautiful pattern formation right here. Rise up, retrace. Rise out, retrace. Rise up again to the current price action. And it looks as though that we are now looking to formulate a pattern in this area. Now, remember, you can also have an extension of the pattern itself. They can actually come back down and move back up again and form a bigger pattern. Who knows? But as long as they stay above the 50 EMA, then things are promising to the upside. Okay? Harmony. Let's have a look at Harmony for some of my other guys. What have we got here? Here we go. Harmony, again, we've got the same thing. Coming back into the 50 EMA. No follow through on the 800. That tells me I need to have a look at the total market cap to understand something. Here we go. Total market cap. The trend is not over, ladies and gentlemen. Look, it's not even gone below the 50 EMA. Nowhere near the 50 EMA. Okay? So it's doing a good job of holding this range. Does that mean that they could likely bring price down lower? Well, that's going to be in relation to the sentiment and the chart itself, where if we look at, where is it? Oh, man. Where is my chart? There's my dominance chart. Where is it? 3.94. This is all going to be based on what this bad boy does, because people are now running to USDT. They want safety. All right? They've already been buying loads of crypto. Now they want to see a bit of profit from it. So naturally, we expect them to take it out. However, if it holds and doesn't go through that zone, then that's a good sign for Bitcoin, because then that means people are now getting back into the idea of buying. Focus on this green vector candle and keep an eye on it, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? EMP. I hate when you do those comments. Like, if you don't look at EMP, then you guys ain't going to understand what's going on. What's EMP? Where is it? Empty set dollar. What's this? Very limited liquidity. All right, let's just have a look at it. Polynix. Ah, bro, man, what's going on here? Ah, man, tell me there's a better liquidity source. Come on. Invalid symbol, bruv. Oh, ESD. What's that? What am I doing, man? EMP. USD. All right, here we go. What is this? No interest. Nope. I apologize. No good for me. S&P. Pulling back. Come back down. Recovered the gap. Fine. Cool with that. A lot of people, as the gentleman spoke earlier on, asking about capitulation. I mean, capitulation in principle would be down here, because it will be taking away the structure. And you can see a nice, beautiful W formation in the S&P. Naturally, we expect the pullback. That's what we want. Okay? Okay, what else? Question. Is it any better to use the log chart versus the normal chart? Oh, God, I wouldn't stick to the normal chart, in my opinion. Bitcoin Lamborghini days are behind us, my friend. You're many years from your Lambo. Hey, listen, Bitcoin doesn't need to go up to make Lambo. Yeah, it doesn't need to go up. It can go up or down. Remember that. We only want direction. That's all we care about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Again, they've spiked the 50. Okay? But they've come back up it. What's the story? So there are orders sat in this area here. Now they seem to be coming back up quite aggressively. What's the story? What's gold saying? Gold pulling back. Bitcoin moving up. Dollar yen still stuck in that boring range again. Pax Bitcoin moving up. Recovery of the red vector candle. 50% of the vector zone itself. Let me find the 50% retracement of that area there. That would take us to the recovery of that wick in that area. So that's our 50% range of that vector candle. They've already tried to make their way towards it. Not really followed through. If they violate this area here and can't break through it, okay, then we could see price come back down. That could be a promise, ladies and gentlemen. Luna at the same time coming back up. Bitcoin coming back up slowly but surely. Look on the smaller time frames to understand what the story is right there. Here we go. Okay, so we've come back into the range. We've dropped down. Now we've got some volume coming into the chart. Is there any divergence right there on the CVD? No divergence. Volume rising at the lows. That's a good sign. Okay, I'm cool with that. Boomers don't know a double click is an option. All right then, cool. Dollar index, is it pumping? Let's have a look. DXY. Where's the dollar index? Where's it at? Okay, I see that's a bit okay. Nice. Okay, I can accept that. Not that much of a big pump, but what are the yields saying? Traders aren't feeling that optimistic. Okay, let's have a look at the yields. Let's go on the 45-minute chart. Traders are running to the government. They've been feeling fearful. Institutional money flow is not coming into the markets. It's actually going to safety. 10-year, where is it yet? The 5-year, sort of coming back up. Okay, so they're trying to take money out of the government. And then, of course, we have got the 10-year again. I've already looked at that. US Treasury yield. That's the futures market itself. Where is the 30-year? Yeah, that's it. I just did the 30-year anyway. Okay, then. All right, then. Max pain for Bitcoin, 1st of April, 42K. Let's understand that. All right, someone said that. 42K for Bitcoin. All right, then. Cool. Let's understand 42K. That's where we are. The low average weekly range. That's where 42K is. Okay, cool. They have to go through quite a bit of ranges to actually invalidate this area right here and break down lower. You see, you've got this zone right here, okay, which is a point of interest. If you take the volume profiles in principle, okay, and just take the way they are behaving around the volume profile. So let me just bring that up for you right now. Let's just take a range, for example, okay. Let's take it from here to the current price action. Point of control. Let's completely dismiss that range. Okay, we have got in principle, so for the patrons today, we've got ourselves what appears to be like a B formation. All right, a B shape in the volume profile. So at max, we could see volume coming in here because we've got some high volume nodes in this area here that could trigger interest. So if they do bring price back into this area here, we could anticipate a formation to appear. All right. Or they could simply just move away from this point. Again, back to the 4-hour time frame, ladies and gentlemen, because that's where the basis of this move is currently developing from. All right. Back down again. 50 EMA. This candle hasn't yet turned into a red vector candle. I'm going to sit with you guys until the start of a new vector candle. All right. And then we're going to know exactly where we stand with this move. Okay. Do you think it's a retrace on the daily time frame? It has been up for many days. Yes, since the 21st of March, it has been rising and has not once hit the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. Satima, CF lost like 200k today. Well, that's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. If CryptoFace lost 200k today, that's the name of trading, ladies and gentlemen. That's the name of it. You know, you win some, you lose some. All right. Even the best traders lose, and the best traders do lose. But because they have an edge, they continuously get back up again. Look at Jesse Livermore. made 100 million, lost 100 million, made it back again. I will keep repeating that just so that it can sink home. You've lost $10, you can make it back. As long as you've got an edge and you apply it and you make sure that your risk management is key, happy days. All right? It's all about the execution of an edge over a large sample size. Do not judge your performance as a trader after 10 trades. That's just pointless. And if you have lost all your money after 10 trades, then you're not responsible with your capital. That's something else you need to address. All right? If you want to give yourself a chance at surviving in trading, you have to give your capital a chance to let it survive. So you trade light, so that any moves like this allow you to get back in to start the grind and build it back up again. Does that make sense? Okay? Tino, you might have to look at the XRT Euro chart from Kraken and tell me why the price was going crazy. There was no other way to deposit except Parachain Network. XRT. What's XRT? No, is it Tezos? No. XRT. XRT Euro. What's this? Oh, has it just been listed? It got listed this morning at 8 o'clock. No. Yes. Yeah. The 24th at 4 o'clock. Just been listed. Wow. Bro, you trading this? Or you just want to buy it? Be careful. They could actually drip it down even more, man. Be careful. Okay. Buy Bitcoin now? Nah. I can't tell you when to buy. I can't tell you when to sell. I can tell you what's going on. There is a significance of this 4-hour chart. This is important. Okay? All right, we've got some comments here. Here we go. Anchor. Mad love from New York. Brooklyn. Here we go. Binance. What have we got here? Look at that. Stopping volume candle. See what I mean? This is just consistent with them just shifting price just to grab some orders, liquidation points before the end of the month. You've got to remember, the London session closed not so long ago. All right? New York is going to be closing shortly. All right? This is their last opportunity, really, in principle, with the most amount of commitment from traders to move price in a certain direction. All right? So let's just see what happens towards the end of the month, okay? The last moment. Right, what else have we got here? High. High USDT, here we go. Here we go, stop hunt, rise to the upside, 3 hits to the high, reverse it back down, all right? Everything across the board right now, guys, is waiting for the start of a new monthly candle, okay? Let me bring that up for you right now in Bitcoin. Just one more thing. It's so important that if Bitcoin is going to finish higher today, it needs to come above last month's high. It needs to. And then to solidify it, it would need to come back up above the last 2 months opening price, which is the 46,208 zone. It needs to get back up that point. Otherwise, the start of the next month is just going to follow through and drop to the downside. And they'll try and recover some of this wick. Okay? Don't say that they can't. Because look what happened this month. It opened there, spiked lower, came back up. Alright? It's so important. The next 4 or 5 hours that Bitcoin actually finishes above 46,208. That's what it is. Okay? Rex Capital fair value gap around 44k and confluent with CME gap left behind. Sunday's thin move. I reckon 43 is on the cards. That's where I think risk reward for swing trades to 48k is the play. Maybe. Guys, S&P is why Bitcoin rose. Now it's dropping and Bitcoin is bouncing off limit buys. Okay. No problem. Is the EMA cloud more important than the EMA itself? The cloud itself tells you the volatility that's happening. Because look, if I pull up the chart here, wait for it. Let me just pull up the 4-hour time frame a second. Okay. The cloud just tells you the volatility in the range. Okay. Now, sometimes you find that if it's trading within this area, all right, it's usually because we're waiting for volatility to be established in the chart, okay? If it comes away from the cloud, because what you'll sometimes find as well is they usually use the cloud as support, okay, or resistance. Now look at this. They didn't hit the 50 EMA here, but they found the cloud as support, all right? So these clouds principally act like Bollinger Bands, okay? That's what they're based on in principle, and it helps you understand volatility. All right, as you can see, look at the volatility right there. It's just crazy. It goes thin when there is a continuous trend down. The thinner the volatility band of the cloud itself, the more strength the actual move has in the direction that it's trading. The wider it is, okay, the more volatile the range is, the less direction that you can make from that range itself, okay? Is NASDAQ really jumping? Is NASDAQ really dropping? Hold on, let's have a look. S&P. S&P's coming down. Yeah, we're coming towards the end of the start of a new 1 hour candle. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a new 4 hour candle starting. Here it is. Where's Bitcoin? We're going to see that very shortly. Here we go. A minute and a half. All right, a minute and a half to know if we're going to follow through with a move to the downside, ladies and gentlemen. But more importantly, guys, I'm going to do the closing of it right now. Listen. If you are new to the channel, mad love and respect for passing through and allowing me to chew your ear off for the best part of 1 hour and 10 minutes, okay? I won't be streaming tomorrow, but I will be giving you guys video updates. If anything happens that is surprising, I will be making sure that you guys are aware of what's going to happen, okay? Patrons, I'll be sending over a video to you very shortly just to break down a couple of things. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure to be with you all week and talking about the charts, okay? I hope you can learn a thing or two about the hybrid system, okay? Because the hybrid system has brought a lot of people a lot of success. Join the Discord, ask around, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The idea of this stream is to help you understand the nature of this game, but you have to understand that the game itself is speculation. It's uncertainty. We can always hope for it to go up. We can hope for it to go down. At the end of the day, Bitcoin right now is priced at $45,654, and that's exactly what people are trading it at. That's exactly what people are buying it at. Whatever price it's going to be in the future is irrelevant. We have to work with what we've got right now. That's the truth. That's the hard truth of trading, ladies and gentlemen. There's no crystal ball to this game, other than the chances of you improving the way a trade's going to play out. If it's going to be in your favor, you need to make sure that you have enough liquidity in your margin or in your capital to be able to withstand the retraces, the variations and the drawdowns in the chart, such as today. Here we go. Here we go. Here is the proof of the 50 EMA. If they hold this, then we'll likely see a bit of a recovery back up. If they can't hold this range, it's Bitcoin to coming back down to the downside right here. Okay? Thank you very much, Peter. It's an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, 1,829 of you have voted in the polls. 946 of you have liked the stream. I'm grateful. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, guys. It has been a pleasure. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Please take care of yourself. Mad love and respect. Take care of yourselves. Peace.